One of the big reasons why inventors get patents for startups is to make sure they can get the investment they need to move their startup forward. Hi, I'm JD Hoovener, owner and founder here at the Bold Patents Law Firm. I'm here to go through the top 10 reasons of why investors love patents. So let's get right into this. First reason, right up front, is that patents secure a competitive edge. A competitive edge is one that's, in the market. One way you're going to be able to compete and do more or different or better than the competitor now. What a patent does is it sets a 20-year exclusivity, meaning you're the only player in that competition that can have that additional claim set, that additional functionality or design for that period of time. Investors love that. Number two, legally enforceable. Patents are, as you guessed, a legally binding asset that's backed by the federal government. So you'll have the ability to take someone that's infringing your patent to federal court. And if that isn't enough, you can go to the ITC at the International Trade Commission, and that's the customs, right at the edge of the border before it even gets shipped into the country. There's also a new tribunal called the Patent Trial and Appeal Board, the PTAB, which is over there in Alexandria, Virginia, in the Federal Circuit. The third major reason why investors love patents is that it's early revenue. You don't even have to have the product built or sold. You can license the technology before it's even granted. Investors like that idea of being able to make some money with the connections that they may know already with companies that exist. And one way you can do that is through licensing that patent or a portfolio to a company that is already out in the market, that has been selling maybe in other countries or has developed a platform so you can test the patent or test the invention to make sure it'll sell when it finally goes to market. Number four, investors love patent because it reduces the risk, right? Investors, especially early angel investors, they're putting a lot on the line. What patents do is they kind of lower that level of stress or anxiety because they know at least there's a core set of technology that their patent attorney and that the patent office has granted them. There's some bare minimum common denominator of assurance there. All right, number four, it attracts the top talent. It's very interesting. Inventors, when they put their patent out there in the world, it doesn't just go out to potential buyers. Other inventors, other innovators also see that. And what happens is like attract like, okay? And so inventors and other entrepreneurs that are out there in other companies see that your company is innovating and will attract those other inventors and innovators. Just look at what it did to Apple. All right, number six, it supports the partnerships and other joint ventures with other companies. What patents do is they are security that is a contract, right? It's a government-backed asset, and that is transferable between institutions. That means that if you're the company that sells the final product, you can license the ability to manufacture it downstream. That involves other companies. So it gets a lot more contractual or serious discussions between B2B players. Number seven, patents improve the chances of the company exiting, right? The whole point of a startup oftentimes is to sell. And when you try to think about it from the perspective of an investor, they're putting their money in, but their thought is, well, how long will it take to get my return on investment? With patents, it helps them appreciate sort of that timeline. And there's a bottom line intellectual property asset category when you talk about the actual balance sheet. The patents, the intellectual property, the intangible assets are a part of that balance statement that will eventually become, hopefully, part of an exit agreement for them to get their money back and everyone to be excited about that. The other option, of course, is to go public with an IPO where everyone wins there as well. All right, number eight, it increases the negotiating power for a company. What patents do is they provide that additional leverage for, let's say, a transaction. When you need to buy or sell or license, the IP portfolio provides that basis to start at a little bit of an edge, right? You don't just have technology or trade secret information. You have documented, federally backed security on a certain number of years in the future. It allows you to come to the table with a competitor or a manufacturer. When you're looking to make that deal, you have a lot of structured backing that helps you when it comes to valuations. Number 9, Why do investors love patents? Well, they like the idea that the technology is tied to the company. Now, what does that mean? Well, an inventor, when they first file the patent, they'll have it owned individually. But the power is when it gets assigned to a company, no longer does the investor have to worry about the inventor that might be kind of more entrepreneurial and fly by night, even if they leave the company. The invention, the patent stays owned by the company. Okay, so that reduces the level of risk of an individual, a single person, spoiling their whole investment. The company keeps it secure, so nothing's gonna walk out the door. The last reason, number 10, why do investors love patents? Well, even if the company fails, and let's face it, 80 to 90% of startups do, the IP assets are still viable, meaning there's still value in the patents, in the trademarks, and other IP assets after the company is wound down and liquidated. So there's still some way for them to recoup some of their losses if indeed their investment flops. So I hope this has been introducing to you and inciting for information about what investors are looking for. And it's a huge leg up for startups, innovators, and inventors out there. I'm JD Hoovener, owner and founder here at Bold Patents Law Firm, and I hope this has been good for you to learn. Take care, buddy. Go big, go bold.